Well, good morning, church. It's Friday. Time for the weekend edition of the Word for You today. And today, it comes to us from one of my favorite books of the Bible. I say that a lot, don't I? I love God's Word. But today, it comes from Proverbs. And Proverbs is such a special book to me. I remember when I was in college, I had one of those little whiteboards that you put on the outside of your dorm room, and it sits there on the door, and so you can update people, hey, I'm in the library, or hey, I'm in the gym, or hey, went to get lunch. So people knew where you were. Well, on my whiteboard, every morning I would write a psalm, or not a psalm, a proverb. And the proverb that I would put on there from day to day would change all the time, but I never wrote the reference to where it came from. And I had students that would stop me and go, we love walking past your room in the morning and reading what you write on there. Where do you get all that stuff? There's such good advice in there. And they were shocked when I told them that it came from the Bible, that it came from the book of Proverbs. And so I was able to get a lot of students interested in just reading the book of Proverbs, to see what was in there and to glean wisdom from that incredible book of the Bible, the words of King Solomon. And so today our words come to us on goodness from Proverbs. Today, chapter 11, verse 3. In the NIV version, it reads like this: "The integrity of the upright guides them, but the unfaithful are destroyed by their duplicity." And if you have it in the Word for You Today devotional, they use the version, the Message. And in it, the Message says, "The integrity of the honest keeps them on track. The deviousness of crooks brings them to ruin." What a great word. And so true. If we stay on the right path, if we follow the words of wisdom from God's Word, we stay on track with our lives. Did you know that there's a correlation between goodness and the national economy? That seems kind of strange, but a Christian author writes that when in public and private life, lying, laziness, irresponsibility, dishonesty, and corruption become commonplace, the national economy grinds down. A society that produces white-collar criminals and blue-collar predators shells out hundreds of dollars a day to keep offenders incarcerated. A society with rampant drug abuse has to pay for drug treatment centers. Broken families mean more foster homes and more students who drop out of school, who can't hold down a job, and who wind up getting locked into generational cycles of welfare. The less goodness there is, the more our government has to intervene, which results in higher costs to our society. Just as moral goodness leads to tremendous social and economic benefits, the collapse of morality comes with an enormous social and economic price tag. You might say, but I'm only one person. What can I possibly do about this? But Jesus says these words in his Sermon on the Mount, Matthew chapter 5. "Let your light shine before men, that they may see your good works and glorify your Father in heaven." St. Francis of Assisi said, "All the darkness in the world cannot extinguish the light of a single candle." Instead of complaining about the darkness, let your light shine wherever you go. John Wesley, the founder of the Methodist Church, said this: "Do all the good you can, by all the means you can, in all the ways you can, in all the places you can, at all the times you can, to all the people you can, as long as ever you can." If every redeemed child of God lived by that formula, we could turn society upside down, or turn it right side up, the way God intends when we follow his word. And that's the word for you today. Don't just read God's word. Do what it says. Do the right thing. Now, part 2 of this devotion is in the Word for You today. And if you haven't received yours yet, hang on. They're coming in the mail if you've been getting them and you're on the mailing list. If you're new to us and you don't get these in the mail, be sure and let us know so we can send one your way, because we want you to be able to enjoy these as well. But I want to encourage you to read part 2 on goodness tomorrow. Also, I want to mention I'm joined by a couple of my friends today. You see Eeyore and Eeyore. These are gifts from friends and family who've known me for a long time and know that sometimes I get kind of bogged down and, oh, life is so hard and it's so bad and this is never going to happen. So I need a kick in the pants sometimes. I need a jolt to know, hey, God's in control. He's got this. What he says in his word is true. We don't have to worry. And my friends Eeyore, they remind me of that. So we're glad to have Eeyore and Eeyore with us today as well. And speaking of having them with us, we want to have you with us this Sunday. So we hope that you'll join us for worship at 9 or 11 o'clock. You can join us in person or online. If you're joining us online, be sure and let us know you're out there. We see the number of views, but we don't see who's out there unless you comment or give us a like or send a prayer request into us. Just let us know that you're out there, because we love to know that our church family gathers with us every Sunday, and we know you're out there just by the number of views we see each Sunday. And so hope you can join us. Those of you that are getting your shots, we continue to pray that we'll all be vaccinated soon so we can all get back together safely. But pray for those who are getting the shots. A number of folks have been struggling with that second shot. And so pray for those that are in the process of getting shots. Pray for those that are still suffering from COVID. And we just thank you for your faithfulness to the Village Church through all of COVID-19 over this past year. Y'all have been tremendous. So, having said all that, I hope you guys have a wonderful Friday. Have a great weekend. Know that we love you, and we look forward to worshiping with you soon. Have a great day.